Good morning.
Good morning. How you
Good
doing?
morning, everyone. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Oh, goodness, Mika. Boy, Mika just comes to see me. So everything's fine. Well, we are
Awesome.
excited. We are excited.
Yeah, we are excited because it's the
Mm-hmm.
Christmas season and I
It
love
is.
Christmas. Yes, it is.
Yep.
I'm super excited about that. Good morning to all of you out there. Good morning, AC and Evelyn and Elvira. Oh, it's
Mm-hmm.
so good to see all of you out there. Um,
Yeah.
I am really excited about our show today because I have some things I want to share with you that I'm hoping you're going to
Yeah.
be excited about too.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
have some great holiday gifts that are under $20.
that's right. That's
Under
right.
$20.
Under
So,
20
and if
bucks.
you're just joining us now, you are watching the chat session on the This Way Network, and there's your host, Rodney Allen Rippey, and I'm the co host, Nina.
Today I'm
And
being warm.
yes. I like the
Yeah.
gold on you. That really looks good. Is that
Yeah.
gold? Looks the gold.
Yeah, it is. It is
Yeah.
gold. It
It's
is
good
gold.
color on
Yeah.
you. Is it cold out
Yeah.
in California?
Actually, well, because little Miss Walker here, she took me outside. It's a little kind of cool, kind of got that holiday nip, you know, in the air,
Mhm.
but it's
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cold here too, and I think it's supposed to
Mhm.
rain later today, so our
Wow.
high today is only 50, 51, somewhere in there.
Aha.
So, yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's a chill
Mhm.
day, a chill day. But it's a great
Nice
time
little
to be talking about, gifts because I know we're in Cyber Monday.
mhm.
This is Cyber Monday.
That's right. That's
So,
right.
yeah. So if you didn't take advantage of Black Friday, you can take advantage of Cyber Monday. There's still deals out there.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, that's
we
right.
found a few for you, but I want to share with you some of the things that I've gotten over the years that I
Ooh.
loved, thought was a great
Mhm.
gift, and
Mhm.
thought maybe you would find it a great gift too for somebody on your list, or maybe even you.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I actually I actually had a really great afternoon yesterday because
Yeah.
I attended the LA Auto Show. The
Ooh.
the LA Auto Show, and it was really neat because of all of the new cars that were out there, and
Mhm.
you
New
know,
cars.
you kind
Oh.
of get a chance to kind of sit down and touch and feel and really sit there and look at all of the advancements, all of the advancements that the new car companies are coming out with. And
Mhm.
it was pretty interesting to be able to take in what's happening, because when you look at the American car manufacturers and they always say, well, it's the foreign car companies that are doing so great. And boy, I'm not kidding. Between all of the car companies, they really, really are bringing it. Like Volkswagen, they brought back the bus. You remember the old Volkswagen buses?
Yeah, the Volkswagen bus, I sure do.
Well, they brought back a brand new one. So they had an old one. Oh, not only did they have the old one, if you looked on the news when we had the Pacific Palisade fire,
Mhm.
it was really sad. One morning, they were like, oh,
Mhm.
everything in this neighborhood is a total loss. And you look down the street and they showed on the news, this was live. They're showing all these houses that was burnt out, and right out front was a Volkswagen bus, a blue and white Volkswagen bus. And they were like, oh my gosh, look at how that vintage Volkswagen bus survived this fire. And they kept going. Do you know Volkswagen of America saw that on the news, somehow contacted the owner and took that Volkswagen in and completely redid it from top to bottom
Wow.
for free
Wow. Oh
and
my
gave it
goodness.
and gave it. And it was a lady who owned this Volkswagen bus, and she was really heartbroken. And when they got to her, she was like, "I've owned this bus for so many years, and I just
Mhm.
it's a total loss." They were like, "Oh no, 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 no." I mean, it had singed the paint all down the side. It was just like the paint
Mhm.
curled up on it because it was so hot. And apparently, at the car show, I remember seeing this bus. I was like, "Oh," and it was just a coincidence. And they had this huge jumbo monitor. So I was standing there, and they started playing this video, and they showed the Pacific Palisades fire. They showed that van, the actual
Mhm.
footage. And come to find out, then the girl was crying and talking, and you couldn't hear the video. But I was like, no, they actually redid that Volkswagen bus for her, and they show it going to the shop, and they took it off the
Oh,
frame, and they just stripped the inside down and put everything back brand new. And so that
wow. What a
Volkswagen,
gift.
that Volkswagen bus was sitting in the middle of the car show in the Volkswagen booth yesterday. And I took a
How
picture of it.
cool.
I actually took a picture
You
of it.
got
But
that?
anyway,
Have you got that
I
today?
I do. It's actually on my phone, and I just ran and grabbed it on my phone. But I have to once we'll keep chatting. I'm gonna try to see if I
All
can
right.
pull it in.
All
But
right.
it was pretty incredible. So yeah, that was what was going on yesterday in the LA Auto Show. But the neat thing is today's show is surviving the holidays without breaking
Mhm.
the bank. That is the
Yeah.
goal. How do you survive
Yeah.
through the holiday without breaking the bank?
That's
So
right. The gift you give yourself is not going into debt.
that's right. And
Yeah.
Miss Nina Powell would have definitely agreed about that because you
Mhm.
just don't want to, hurt yourself and spend a bunch of money. And once
Mhm.
you get there, it's like it's a terrible feeling because you're like, oh, I shouldn't have done this. Now you
Mhm.
have buyer's remorse, and you don't
Mhm.
want buyer's remorse. You want to shop
And,
from the heart.
there I don't know if
Yeah.
you've seen this or not, but
Mhm.
I've seen a video on social media
Mhm.
of a mom, and she's in a car with
Mm.
her daughter. Her daughter's in the middle seat, I think. And so
Mhm.
the mom is off screen, the video is just showing the daughter, and the daughter's,
Uh-huh.
looking at her phone, and the
Mhm.
mom asks her, "So, name me 3 Christmas presents that you got last year." And the
Ooh.
girl sits there and,
Uh-oh.
"From you?"
Oh,
And she
no.
can't think of a thing, not a single thing. And
Yikes.
then
That's
mom
pretty
says, "Where did we go on vacation this last year?" And
Uh-oh.
the daughter names the place instantly.
Wow. Hmm.
And the point the mom is making is we
Mhm.
spend so much money on these gifts for Christmas that are very quickly forgotten and not even
Wow.
used half the time or for not very long. But you
Yikes.
give children memories. You do things
Mhm.
with them, and that's what
Right.
they remember. That's the good memories that they're having.
Oh,
So,
that's
and that is
cool.
wonderful for our topic because so many of those things cost you just some of your time, not very
Right.
much of your money at all.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. And
Well,
actually, that is one of the top things on my list. You wanna hear my
mhm.
list? Do you have a list? Did you bring a list?
I did. I actually got a list, and
Okay.
it really isn't so much a list. These were just things that I kind of researched,
Mhm.
um and these were just little things that I thought, because you asked me. So you said
Yeah.
pick out pick out something that you would like, and I said, okay, what could I find that would be good? And I said,
Mhm.
okay, in
Alright.
under $20.
Yeah.
So
So
that's
you
pretty
wanna
much.
alternate? We can go back and forth?
We can hold that
I
thought
think
because
that
I'm
would
just
be good.
I'm
Okay.
putting your beautiful little pictures together here.
Oh, okay.
And but
Well,
yeah,
I'll tell you
I
what,
actually
this first one has nothing to do with those pictures, so I'll tell you when it
uh-huh.
does. So, but my
Okay,
first
okay.
suggestion really is
Mm-hmm.
the gift of your time, because that's what
That's
kids
beautiful.
in particular
That's right.
want. But not just your kids, there might be other people that
Mm-hmm.
live
Mm-hmm.
around you, older people, whatever. And this is going to sound okay. Now, Nina, you're getting really cheap, but it's not that cheap if you add your time to it. So, my
Wow.
first
That's right.
suggestion is a library card.
Ooh,
Get your
nice.
kids a library card. You might get them one book for Christmas this year, but if you take them to the
Mm-hmm.
library every 2 weeks or so, and that's what you commit to, that's the time investment, then your
Mm-hmm.
kids get to pick out books that they're interested in all year long. And it's not just
Ah.
books. I don't know about your local library, but I can tell you what mine has. For one thing, they
Mm-hmm.
have a whole area where you can go and learn to make things. They have sewing machines, they have
Okay.
3D printers, they have
Wow.
you know, different types of saws and power tools and sergers and art stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the librarian there knows how to use all
Mm-hmm.
of them. And if you make an appointment with her, which is
Wow.
also costs nothing, she will show you how to use
Mm-hmm.
every single machine. And then you can come in there on a regular basis and you can bring your own stuff, or they have stuff there that you can use, and you can make
Mm-hmm.
or simply make
Very nice.
repairs on something, or yeah, it's wonderful. So, that's just
That
one
is
thing. The
really
library also has you can, literally check out music, check out movies, check out, lessons,
mm-hmm.
like, teaching yourself a language, or,
Wow.
you've seen those ads for the
That's
great
good.
courses, learning history or whatever. They have those too, that you can check them
Mm-hmm.
out and
Mm-hmm.
you can, so it doesn't cost you
Wow.
anything, but what if you invested your time
Mm-hmm.
with that as well and committed to taking that person to the library once a month, once every couple of weeks? So that's my
Yeah,
first
that's
tip right there. I think that's a great
those are
gift.
three beautiful tips. And you can't beat that. You really can't
Yeah.
because when you do that, you're able to really give those great memories
Mhm.
without it being something big. Okay. You had given me a great picture. So you have or it's something. So you have to tell me what this memory is connected to. So here we go. This is Nina.
Okay, now this is not personal wall art.
Okay.
Sorry,
It's not
I
personal
misled
wow.
you. It is not personal wall art. All the pictures I
Oh,
sent
okay.
you are one of my favorite gifts that I've ever gotten and one of my favorite ones to give. This is from,
Oh.
uh, the Jackie Lawson website. So, if
Oh,
you've never
okay.
heard of Jackie Lawson, and I'm gonna type that up in a minute and put it in the
Mhm.
comments, but they
Uh-huh.
had the cutest animated cards for all year long. And
Oh,
this is
wow.
just a screenshot I took from one of the cards. This one actually is a, Merry
Hmm.
Christmas card, but they're all
Okay.
animated. And you can
Okay.
personalize them, put your own personal message in each one, and a yearly subscription is less than $20, and you can send as many cards as you want to other people,
Mm.
birthday cards, Thanksgiving cards, patriotic cards. They have all sorts of,
Mhm.
categories that you can choose from, and
Mm.
all sorts of cards too. This is just one example right here. I thought this one was really cute. All the snowmen were singing "We Wish You a Merry Christmas" in this
Oh,
one.
wow.
Now, put up one of the other ones, Rodney, because I wanna show
Okay,
you some
hold
of the
on.
other
I'm
stuff
getting to
too.
your I see what you had sent me, and these are
Mhm.
really neat. You have to tell me what the impact was with you, and that is because of your wonderful okay, let me see here. Hold on. There is I have a hold on. I see another picture that you had sent.
Mhm.
And okay, it wasn't the snowman one. Okay, here is your other picture. Boom. What is this? Boom.
All
Oh,
right. This is another thing I want to tell you about. I love this too. This is
hold on.
also from
Hold on.
Jackie Lawson.
Okay, hold on. I want to make sure you got the whole picture here. Okay, there we
Yes.
go.
And that one is a screenshot from this year's Advent calendar. Rodney, for
Oh.
less than $10 for one, and the cost per calendar goes down as you purchase more of them.
Mm-hmm.
So you can send these out to lots of people. Um, they give you a whole Advent calendar that up
Mm.
until December 1st, you can go in and you can play games and, um,
Okay.
you
So
know, work
an
puzzles and
event,
decorate a
an,
Christmas tree. Yes,
an
it's
event
interactive.
calendar.
Yes, it's an
Oh,
Advent.
okay. Advent. Okay,
Advent
an Advent.
calendar. So you're counting down to Christmas, okay? And
Advent
there are
calendar.
these ornaments all
Uh-huh.
over the page, and they're numbered.
Mm-hmm.
And so each day a new ornament opens up. You can click on it, and it shows
Mm.
you another animated, um,
Okay.
presentation. So,
Mm-hmm.
and there's so much fun. All of them are so much fun. You can make
Mm.
snowflakes inside them. You can decorate a Christmas tree, decorate a wreath, um, do, games. The kids love them. And not just the kids. My sister and I, every year, my brother sends us one of these. And he
Mm-hmm.
started doing it because one year I sent him one. And he liked
Oh.
it so much that the
Mm-hmm.
next year he got ahead of me and sent one to me
Mm-hmm.
and one to my sister. So now he sends it to us every year, and we enjoy it so much. All of us talk about the different games, and there's
Mm-hmm.
solitaire and spider solitaire, and there's a concentration game, matching things up and so forth. It's
Mm.
just a lot
Okay.
of fun. And because it's
Oh.
less than $10, I've been able to send it to, because you can send it via email or via text message. And then
Right.
all they have to do is click on it and open it up and download it onto their computer, and they get to
Mm-hmm.
play with that all year long. The lovely thing about it is even after the season is over, because it counts down
Mm-hmm.
to Christmas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
even when the season is over, it's still on your computer and you can still play the games until you
Oh,
take it off.
I like that.
So, yeah, so literally you can play with it all year long. It's very creative. This year, one of the
Okay.
new things is a snowball fight, a game that has a
Uh-huh.
snowball fight. So you're throwing snowballs at things and getting
Okay.
points, but
Mhm.
there are also kids throwing snowballs at you. And if you get hit, then you lose some points. So, yeah,
Interesting.
it's a lot of
A
fun.
virtual snowball fight. Okay.
Yes, yes. It's a lot of
Okay.
fun. It's one of my favorite things, and because it's so inexpensive, I've been able to send it to a lot of people, and I saw a friend of mine who I must have
Mhm.
sent it to probably 10 years ago. I don't even
Mhm.
I think it was that long ago, and she put a screenshot up on her Facebook page, and she
Right.
said, "'Tis the season, we've just started doing this again," and she tagged me in it and said, "Thank you for sending this to us.
Okay.
All those years ago, you got us hooked. This is the highlight of our season every year.
Oh,
Our
that's
kids love
nice.
it." Yeah.
Okay, you had one more. So what is this?
All right, so this is, another one of their greeting cards that you can send. For instance,
Okay.
when you can choose which one you want, and you get to see
Uh-huh.
them beforehand. You see what the animation is, and this is how the
Mhm.
card begins. It tells you to click on the robin ornament to begin, and
Uh-huh.
once you
Yeah.
click on it, all the animation starts, and then your
Oh.
personalized message is at the end. So
Okay.
it's a great thing. So whether you give the advent calendar or whether you give them a subscription, a
Mhm.
year subscription to the Jackie Lawson e-cards, it is well worth it. Uh,
Wow. Okay,
I
and
can
we've
tell
got
you
a
one
little
thing I really like about it is
Mhm.
because I'm one of those people that I want to send cards. I want to let them know I remember them on
Mhm.
their birthday or whatever. But
Mhm.
Rodney, I never remember it soon enough to get it in the mail to get it there on time.
Right,
Well, I
right.
love sending this because it's short little animations. They're so
Mhm.
clever, so beautiful, and it gives you the opportunity to stay in touch, and you can do it at the last minute if you have
Yeah,
to, and it gets to them on time.
that's right. Elvira says it's the little things that what was it that she was saying? She
Little
was
things that
saying
have a soul are thoughtful, personal, and given with love. Makes sense.
yep,
Yep.
yep, yep. Wow, 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 wow. So there's always little neat things that are out there, and, there's people. And big shout out to you. There you go. Nita said it very creative. You got creative things. Yeah, that's good creative
Yeah, I
stuff.
really love that one too, Rodney, because as you're counting down to Christmas,
Mhm,
there's something new every day in the Advent
mhm.
calendar. So you have
Right.
something to look forward to. But it's not like one of those Advent calendars where you open it up
Mhm.
and then that's it. It's over. This is something that you
Well,
can keep looking at, or when you're trying to relax in between all the activities of the day, you can
mhm.
play a game or you can just look at one of the animations again. It's just so much fun.
Well, one of the things that I came across was because a lot of times when for the holidays, I really, really, really try to get people things that they need. I
Mhm.
really get them stuff like because I pay very close attention to people around me. Like for an example, I got a buddy of mine. He's horrible. He has no tools, none, zippo.
Mhm.
And I'm like, and he calls me and says, "Hey, can you let me borrow your tools?" And I'm kind of like my dad. I don't like loaning my tools because every time I come back, I'm missing a tool. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Where's my socket?" I'm missing a socket. And it drives me batty because I have a set. And when I'm missing a socket or I'm missing something, drives me totally bonkers. So I try to, when especially during the holidays, I understand people want to go out and get somebody something that they think they need, but I'm talking about I've had tried and true
Mhm.
examples, and I go,
Mhm.
I'm like, this dude needs some tools. So da 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 da, I thought about this trusty, handy personal toolkit bag.
Ah.
13 bucks, and it's made with kind of like a heavy duty military canvas. It rolls out, heavy stitching. You can put all your tools in there, and you always got your tools in a nice little compact little roll up. And for 13 bucks, I'm like, I'm digging that. I'm really, really digging it. So you can put all your tools in there and you keep it in your car. And my buddy, he just recently called me and he was like, and I live probably from his house, probably, I would say 40 some miles one way, at least 40 miles. And he's like,
Mhm.
well, I need to change my battery. I'm like, dude, do you not realize it takes a pair of pliers? You don't have a pair of pliers, a crescent wrench, adjustable crescent wrench. No. And I was like, dude, I'm not driving no 40, I'm not driving 80 miles. I said, so I just instructed him, I'm like, look, go. And I just told him, I said, I can't. I just can't. That's crazy. And I've been telling him and telling him, get you a toolbox, a little toolbox, something.
Mhm.
So he just like, he just, his dad had him focused on other stuff, definitely
Mhm.
because his dad didn't do any wrenching, so his son didn't do any wrenching, and
Right.
I'm like, and now he regrets it. He
I'm
really
sure,
regrets it.
I'm sure. You know
Yep.
what, Rodney, though? He probably needs some instruction from someone on what tools he
Yeah.
needs, the most basic tools that he
Mhm,
needs.
mhm.
Everybody needs to have a basic toolkit that
Is
they
that
use.
the
Yes.
okay.
Yes, that's the
Mhm.
website for, the Jackie Lawson greeting cards and the advent calendar. Highly
Okay, look
recommend
at
y'all go check that out.
Jackie Lawson, there we go. Okay, we got that
Yeah.
in there, got that nice little plug in,
Yeah, I had to put that
and,
in there because she spells it different.
there you
So,
go, we'll leave it
wanted
up
to
for a
make sure you
couple
could find
seconds.
it. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll leave it up for a couple seconds.
So I
And
think that's a great idea, the toolkit, and maybe, if you
mhm,
bought one tool, that would be under
mhm.
$20. That would get him started. Get
And
that
then
in the organizer.
Elvira says, my sister makes beautiful advent calendars by hand. Wow. And
Wow.
each packet symbols another day of advent. Okay, beautiful. I have
Mhm.
actually seen some of her sisters like stitch work, and she makes this wall art elaborate. Thing must take
Wow.
hundreds of hours to make. And I mean, they're not like some little doily. These things are huge. And yes, Mika. Oh my goodness. Hi, Mika. Mika wants to say hi. Oh, holiday.
Hi,
Hello. Hello.
Mika. Merry
Hello.
Christmas.
Yes, I know. Hello. 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 My little snowball here. Okay. So stop, Mika. Stop. Good grief. Anyway, and stop, stop, stop. She's such a ham. Anyway, let's go back. And so now I just did a little production deal. And a lot of times people don't realize your cell phone, great production, they have a great camera on them. You can really capture some important moments. All you got to do is get a nice a nice tripod. You put your camera up and you let it do its thing. But the problem is when your camera is so far away, it's going to get a great picture. It's going to get really quality video. The problem is the sound, because if you're in your Christmas party and you're trying to document what's going on, you got grandma over here and people laughing and, hey, let me tell you what, and you hear all this conversation in the video.
Mhm.
It really takes the quality of the video down, down, down. And matter of fact, a gentleman just provided me some video, and I'm actually doing an editing job on something. And he's an advocate for STEM, opening up the wood
Mhm.
shop classes
Mhm.
and the metal
Right.
classes at the high school level. His name's Nick Dibbs. Vote for Nick Dibbs. I'll put it in the chat. Nick has been on with us. And matter of fact, I need to bring him back on again because Nick, and it's www.nickdibs.org. Yeah, .org. nickdibs.org. There you go. That is in the chat, folks. If you care about young people and them having really great opportunities in metal shop and wood shop and electrical and those type of real core careers, make sure you go to nickdibs.org, make a donation, because Nick's pretty steamed. He's running he's trying to do a recall election. And his question was, boy, I had my notes. Yes, here are my notes. And he was saying, do you want fair and ethical elections without, cronyism? And he was
Mhm.
like, to make America great again, we need to stop the corruption at the school board level, because and I mean, I got a lot of notes here and I'm working on some video slides and because this man has been fighting for 8 years. He has ran twice. He has spent close to $50,000 each time he's run. And every time he runs, there is campaign interference, and he
Mhm.
has proof they are using taxpayer dollars and school personnel and school property to run smear campaigns against him, and
Mhm.
they let it go. And so 1 year, a few months before the school board election, they put a robo dial out in the community from a school. The principal allowed a robo dial message to go to all the parents that smeared this guy. And I'm
Oh
like,
my goodness.
I mean, it was bad.
That
And
should be illegal.
Well, no, here's the problem. He said in my notes, he
Mhm.
says, is it illegal or is it wrong? And it's anti-American, it was a misuse, it was unethical
Mhm.
to use public funds to influence a school board member
Mhm.
and to give an unfair advantage to any incumbent. So he went to the
True.
school board. He went to the school board, and you know what? We might have to have Nick on. He gets ramped up. I got to kind of reel him in because Nick
Mhm.
gets he goes into the history deep. Trust me, we'd have a 2 hour, 2.5 hour show because the things that he's done, I have personally been his personal videographer and I've videotaped him. He went to the school board and Nick Dibbs suggested to the whole entire school board and to the superintendent, hey, why don't we do this? 6 months before any school election, there is no campaigns allowed. There's no
Mm.
campaigns other than just the political people putting their signs up. But now he's dealing with political persecution. He goes and spends big money. He has signs up in the community. People go through and spray paint them. They cut them with X-Actos, with razors. And he's like, I feel like I'm being prosecuted. So I'm like,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
I have a plan. I have a plan. My marketing eye and my experience, I have a way of helping him that you can't stop. So I have to work on that with him. But anyway, the reason why I brought all that up is because, yes, here we go. Wireless
Ah.
microphone for your cell phone, $18. All you got to do
Wow.
is plug this thing into your cell phone. Now you have a lapel mic. You're going to get great video, and you're going to get more secured audio for your recordings. And it is only $18. Can you believe that?
Wow,
And
that is a good deal. Yeah.
it plugs right into here, your little transmitter, and you put your
Mhm.
little lavalier here on you, and the only problem is, but they have bigger packages that have more lavaliers. So if you have a desire to have 8 people in video and you're interviewing somebody, you can have a small band, a small quartet, or whatever. You give everybody a microphone, and then if you're interviewing people, you're gonna get the same quality audio from each
Mhm.
one, and people
I
don't have
like
to.
that.
So that's one thing. And and again, we're talking about $20. Trust me. Again, let me show you this, folks. This little thing right here, if you're doing production work and you're trying to record stuff, and again, this is just your base model. They have microphones like a wonderful company called Sennheiser. Sennheiser, yeah, they're a little bit more expensive, quality sound. They have more anti background noise cancellation. But I mean, I'm just saying, if you're just trying to give something for your kids or maybe yourself and you're on a budget, $18. Okay. Now,
I wrote that one down.
yep. Yeah, you can definitely do that. And you can check these out on eBay or Amazon. eBay or Amazon. You can
Mhm.
check those out.
Mhm.
Here's another thing. If you have a friend and they work and they like to have their cup of coffee or their tea. And sometimes, some people have a thermos, some of them don't. Some people don't like thermoses. They're bulky, they get in the way, you got to carry them. Well, how about this? Look at this. Your own personal mug warmer.
Ooh.
$15. You put it on your desk, you plug it in, and that bad boy right there will keep your coffee or tea piping hot. How you like that?
Oh, wow, that sounds like a great gift for someone who likes that.
Yeah. So if you are a person and you're in office and you are uh, working on,
Mhm.
you're at work or whatever, or your husband or your wife, and they they have a tendency to kind of steal away and maybe work on their project. And you say,
Yeah.
honey, is your coffee hot? And no, my coffee's cold. And then, well, hey, save yourself a trip to the, to the other room and get them their own personal warmer. That's another Christmas gift. Now, if you got a sense of humor, and yes, we are going into the holiday season, how about a drum roll, please? A tortilla print blanket. Yes, a tortilla print blanket. That's right. You get it. It's a big blanket. Is in the pattern of a tortilla. So when you wrap up in it, you're warm as your little burrito. How you like that?
I was going to say you can be your own personal burrito.
That's right. You can be your own personal burrito. And it's only $15. Yep. And so, yeah, I mean, they got some wild stuff out there, folks. Somebody made a comment. I've seen a comment. Disco something here. Daiso Japan. If you call and find the store, they have pleasant gifts. Okay. Pleasant gifts. Daiso Japan. Okay, great. And well, let me see what else we got here. Drum roll.
Thanks for that tip.
Yeah, we got some. Now here's another thing. Here we go. Some people can't sleep well at night. They like to hear a little background noise. Well, how about a little rushing wind or a little bit of like a bubbling brook in the background?
Yeah,
you can put it next to your bed and you hit this, and for hours you have this sound, and they call it white noise, and it's soothing sleep machine for $16.
Yes.
Yep.
I love
now,
those.
Do you like background noise when you sleep, or do you like it totally quiet?
I would prefer it totally quiet, but I don't like those intermittent sounds that happen that would kind of wake you up or keep you alert, like you're just dropping off to sleep and then you hear sirens outside, or somebody's car horn, or I'm in an apartment, so the people above me might suddenly start doing something, and then I hear the, thud. Kind of heavy footed, so I hear the thuds and so forth. I would rather have white noise then to keep all of that, kind of in the background. The white noise is right there next to me. So
maybe they have a pet. Maybe they have a pet reindeer and you just don't know it.
It sounds like they do.
Oh, okay.
To be honest, I'm hearing little 4-footed something running across their floor.
Or a Great Dane. Yeah, or a Great Dane. It could be a Great Dane.
Could be. Yeah.
All right.
It's something. It's something. But that is a great segue into the next thing I wanted to mention.
Yeah.
Because you can get that even if you don't get a white noise machine, you can get an app on your phone that gives you that. So my next suggestion is go to the App Store, purchase a gift card or a gift certificate from the App Store, and you can send it to anyone. They have some great apps for under $20, well under $20.
Yep.
So some of the ones I wanted to mention, there's one called Merlin. If you like being able to identify birds by their bird calls, you can actually open up the Merlin app and let it listen to the birds around you, and it will tell you what birds are making those sounds so that you can identify those birds. There's another one that I've got on my phone. Let me see if I can find out what this one is called. It's called Picture This. You can take a picture of any plant, any tree, any bush, any flower, and it will identify it for you. And not only identify it, it will tell you everything you want to know about all the nicknames of that plant, how you can grow it successfully, what kind of soil it needs, and what areas of the country it grows well in, that sort of thing. There's another app.
They also have an app that if you're a survival person, they have things that you can take a picture of and it'll tell you if you can eat it in the moment of needing to be able to survive.
Yes.
So sometimes you look at little berries and stuff and you're like, oh, these cute little berries,
Yeah.
or I'm gonna pop one of these things and eat it. Some of these things you don't want to eat them because they'll have you, in pain. You don't
Mhm.
want to do that. So
Yeah, that's
some things you have
absolutely
to
right.
learn.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
also the Calm app, which they have a version that you can get for free, but if you pay for it,
Hmm.
you get more stuff on the app. You have
But
more access to more things.
Nina, you have to make sure because sometimes people don't have smartphones.
True.
You
True.
got to be careful because you don't want to get somebody an app and you go, oh, I got you this great app. And they're like, I don't have a smartphone. Because I'm telling you, I have my brother, old school, and I'm like, dude, hello, 1980s calling you. You gotta,
That's true.
definitely. But he claims because he's a mechanic, and he says, I don't like the touchscreen phones because he's working and sometimes his hands are oily. And
Mhm.
he's like, I need to check on parts, dude. I don't have time for that. So my brother, he has a flip phone. And I'm like, Lord, have
Yeah.
mercy. But he does have a flip phone. And I'm like, okay. So he has a has a flip phone. And I'm like, and he likes it because he's a big guy and he's got big fingers. And
Mhm.
he says the little phones the numbers are too close for him. And I was like, makes sense to me. Okay. Next little gift item. What are you thinking? You like you deep in thought.
No, I'm still thinking you've already given some great ideas for people who don't have smartphones. So, and
Just
I'm
as
with you
much.
there on some of those things. It's like, you know what? As
Mhm.
much as I love reading and I love
Mhm.
my
I know.
what is that app? Audible. I love the Audible app because
Yes.
I can listen to books
Right.
while I'm
Right.
doing something else. But there's still nothing like having that book in my hand and being
That's
able to
right.
read, crawl
Hmm.
into bed at night and just read for a while. I
Okay. Here's
love
the
that.
thing. I probably could find it under $20. A great bed light for you to lay in bed, and you don't have to have all the
Yes,
lights on, and you can have your own little personal light under $20, folks. If you got a
that's
reader,
true.
bed light for your bed readers, like Nina.
That's exactly
Okay.
right. Yeah,
Well,
I agree with that. I've got one of those.
here's
Ooh.
another little thing. Hey, some people make sure that they don't have any peanut allergies. Thank goodness.
Mhm.
But great little holiday assorted nut platter. Delicious. It could be, you can give it to them. Great showing up to a party, and you already got these wonderful nuts and you don't have to worry about that sitting around long because it will be gone in a couple of days because people munching on nuts will leave and you have all the benefits of nuts and the
Mhm.
omega-3s and all that good stuff.
Oh,
So there you go.
absolutely.
Nut
Absolutely.
platter.
And I don't know how, healthy this is for you, but one
Mm,
thing that my sister used to give everyone in our family, and my
mhm.
kids loved it, my husband always looked forward to getting it, was one of those big tins, it was about, oh, I don't know, yay big,
Uh-huh.
full of popcorn, 3 different kinds of popcorn,
Yeah. Yep. I
and
had
they
friends who gave me
loved
those.
getting those every year. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Kinda
there's like
along the
a cheese popcorn, and one of them
yeah,
was, caramel
caramel.
caramel
Yeah,
popcorn, and one was just, regular buttered popcorn.
popcorn butter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are nice and expensive. Got to be careful because I
Mhm.
got one time, and sometimes you're loving them all, and you're having your popcorn, and you're in heaven, and you'll hit a kernel.
Yes.
Careful you don't chip a tooth. Got to be careful. Okay.
Mhm.
Just kind of playing devil's advocate here. And here's another great gift, a retro style Bluetooth radio. So it looks like an
Ah,
old radio, but you can sync your cell phone to it. So imagine listening to remember Nina, uh, what was it? The Drama Hour. Do you remember the Drama
yes,
Hour?
the old radio dramas. I sure
There you
do.
go. So you can have the Drama Hour on your Bluetooth style and really go back in retro time.
Mhm. Love that.
Mhm. I'm looking to see.
Great
I see it.
idea.
You know.
Now
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
looking to
Yep.
see, is there somewhere on your list, this
Mm-hmm.
is gonna sound like such a lame gift when I just say it this way, but
Okay.
socks. Is socks
You
on your
know,
list anywhere?
I have to tell you no, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I'm a pretty healthy guy, but for some weird reason, I have little chunky legs at the bottom. I have little, I have very stout legs, and I really tell people don't try to avoid unless you get me socks that have a very comfortable upper neck. I cannot stand socks that choke off my circulation. I just
I am the
mm,
same way. I am the same way,
woo!
Rodney, and I gotta tell you, I get, um and I'm trying to think where I get these. My sister gets them for me because 'cause they're actually made
Mhm.
in North Carolina, and she lives there.
Okay.
But they're technically diabetic socks because that's
Yes.
exactly what they have. They're very loose. Yeah,
Yes.
and
I
she's
love
found
them.
a place to get them where they're very inexpensive, but I love them, and I won't wear any other kind because I cannot stand having them feel like they're compressing my ankles.
Oh my
And
goodness.
I'm not
I
even
tell
diabetic, y'all. I'm just telling you,
right.
I'm not
Yeah.
diabetic. You don't have to be diabetic to be able to
No, you
enjoy
don't.
diabetic
Please,
socks. Yeah.
please. I hate to tell you honestly, anytime I could see socks like that, and especially dress socks, because you're in a suit. First of all, you're wearing your dress shoes. I like those socks because they're a little bit thicker. They give you a
Yes.
little more comfort, and they're not because man, I've been in a suit and I put on my dress socks and I go home and you go to get undressed and your poor little ankles are like, ow. And I'm like, I'm like, man, I'm
Yes.
gonna get rid of these little dinky socks that grip. And I'm like, man, I cannot stand. I
It's
cannot
almost
stand.
like having a rubber band around your ankle for all those
L-
hours.
let me tell
It's
you,
awful.
I I have I have probably I'd say 20 pairs of socks that I just avoid like the plague. I mean, they're in my drawer. I'm like, oh no, no, no. Let me find another pair of socks. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And I'm like, and I feel bad. I'm like, do you throw them away or do you pass this pain on to somebody else? And I'm like, well, Rodney, everybody don't have,
That's true.
Superman legs like yours. And maybe
Yeah.
they just maybe people have these little. If I see a person with little skinny legs, I'm like, dude, you got little skinny legs. I got a whole box full of socks. But some people are like, ooh, I don't want to wear someone else's socks. So I'm like,
But Rodney,
no,
I've got little skinny legs, and I still feel that way about them because I feel like they compress so much that by
right,
the time you take them off at the end of the day, they have left their impression
right. I
on
can't.
your skin.
No,
Yeah,
no impression socks. So make sure, everybody, please, if you're gonna give people socks for the holiday, I know people say, "Oh, these are the cutest socks, the holiday stuff." Man, you know what? A lot of times those printed socks, they're very cute, but they're painful. So please, people,
yeah.
do not pass the pain on to somebody you love because they might wear them once and you'll never see them again. Because I tell you, somebody gave me a pair and I put, oh, these are funny socks. Man, that was the last time I wore them things. I tell you,
Yeah.
last time I was like, I said, these things are horrible. And they're terrible. Anyway,
Yeah,
on to the
yeah.
next thing.
I'm with
Some
you there.
So I used to work for ABC News. Some of my colleagues out at Channel 7 here, Channel 7, the number one news in all of Southern California. That was their plug. That was their motto. And I had at one time, this is a true story. I bought 45 gifts just for my employees, just for my coworkers, 45 gifts. And one year I said, you know what, Rod? I bought people little things. Like, for an example, there was a guy. I loved him. His desk was a mess. He just had. I've never seen he was a writer, and his desk was like a bomb had exploded. And I said, one day he sent me to his desk to go get something. And I was standing there for like 10 minutes just moving papers around, and I was trying not to mix his notes up. And I said, dude, I can't find it. He was downstairs and was calling me needing some. And I said, you know what? I said, you know what you're going to get him, Rodney, for Christmas? I got him one of these bad boys right here. And I bought him a desk caddy, and I gave it to him. And it was only like $7. $7. I mean, I didn't even break $10. And I got him this, true story. And I gave that to him on Christmas Day at work. And I said, you are going to need this. And he was like, okay, you didn't have to do this, Rodney. And do you know, I gave that thing to that guy, and I saw him, he nearly teared up. And I was like, did that guy almost nearly tear up? And I was thinking, Rodney, this thing is only $7. I'm like, this dude's awfully emotional. Do you know that guy, either it was something in him. I need to talk to Mia Pyle about this. There was something in him that he needed someone to help him. Do you know, Nina, he organized his desk, and I'm telling you, his desk was never crazy again. He had, it was a little thing like this, and it was another little tray, and he had his Post-it notes in there and his paper. This guy had paper clips all over his desk. And it was like somebody just went and just shook stuff all over his desk. And he looked at me like, I think what made him emotional was the fact that I noticed, and nobody else would say anything to him. And I thought, like, I didn't mean to make him emotional, but I was like, I said, well, there you go, buddy. You know, and I was like, he was like,
yeah,
thank you, Rodney. And when he looked down at his desk, he realized. And do you know, the next day I just went walking by his desk and looked, and I was like, somebody even came up to me and go, Rodney, we heard you gave him the desk caddy. I was like, yeah. They were like, Rodney, that was the best gift you could have ever gave him. He goes, we've all been trying to help him for years. I was like, well, why'd you guys buy him a desk caddy? And they were like, we didn't think of it. I was like, oh, come on, guys. I said, are you serious? And so I get people stuff that they need. Anyway, well,
I think that's very, very good.
That same year, I had a lot of people. Money started getting tight. And I was like, man, Rodney, what are you going to get people? And I just said, I was running out of time. The holidays ran up on me. And I just happened to be at a store, and it was for $5. They had these cute cookie jars that had a Coca-Cola plug. It was, red and shiny and, laminated. And it was a cork plug, but it was a glass thing, that you could set on your thing. Mm-hmm. So I was like, man, Rodney. So I got all three of them. I grabbed all three of them. I'm sorry, folks. Yes, it was me who stole all the Coca-Cola cookie jars. Yeah, I got them because I wanted one
of those.
Well, I bought the jars, and I was like, Rodney, that's kind of, it's a little not cool just to give them an empty jar. So what did I do? Drum roll. I made chocolate chip cookies. Man.
All right.
So I bought a big tub of Toll House chocolate chip cookie dough, and I souped them up. Do you know what I did, Nina? Let me tell you. Chocolate chip cookies, and mess around and go get some expensive nuts, some cashews or pistachio. I made chocolate chip pistachio cookies. So what I did was I said, okay, took a little time, but I was making cookies, and I was making cookies, and I was making cookies, and making cookies, and making more cookies. But I did chocolate chip dried cranberry cookies. So I made different versions of chocolate chip cookies. So I had 3 people, and I mean, you couldn't get these cookies out. They were packed in the thing. I sealed them and I wrapped it with a little cellophane and put a little tape around them. And I said, look, these things do have an expiration date. And I just wrapped them up. And I gave these weird shaped presents. I go, what is this, Rodney? I go, oh, you're gonna like these. There's like, this is awfully heavy. What is this thing? I said, oh, you're gonna love it. So once my coworkers started digging into it, they were like, oh, you made cookies for everybody. I go, everybody's got different cookies. And they were like, well, what are mine? I said, well, yours are chocolate chip cranberry. Here's her chocolate chip pistachio, and here's like chocolate chip almond. So no, they were what are the little round one? No, not cashews, pistachio. What are the round? Macadamian nut chocolate chip. Man, these things became the hit of the newsroom. Next thing you know, people were like, hey, I'll trade you one of my cookies for yours. So they're swapping
cookie swap. Yeah.
They started having a cookie swap. And believe it or not, my cookies were so delicious. And they were like, I like making kind of like my own hybrid things. And because I made a chocolate chip blueberry walnut muffin. You talk about delicious. Oh yeah,
it was that was good.
So anyway,
okay, now I've got to pass on to you something because you just said that because I thought this is right up Rodney's alley. If you hadn't thought of it yet, he needs to do this.
Okay.
So first, let me tell you, we used to make something that my mother called Heloise cookies. She called it Heloise cookies because I don't know if you remember growing up, but there used to be, and there might still be in some newspapers, I don't know, a lady by the name of Heloise. And she had a column. It was called Hints from Heloise. And she'd give you recipes and housekeeping tips and, ways to do things, clean things, etc. Anyway, so we got this, my mother got this from her. You can take any cake mix and turn it into a cookie mix.
Really?
Yes. And she gave a recipe for it. I'll have to send it to you, but it's like you take that cake mix and instead of adding like 3 eggs and, this amount of oil, you added a little more of the oil and like only 1 egg. And then you could doctor it up with whatever you wanted. My kids, their favorite cookie that I made with that was from yellow cake mix and chocolate chips, and that's all it was. I thought it needed some nuts in it, but they were like not into nuts. But they loved that. They absolutely loved it. Another one I made that was a favorite for me, I got a spice cake mix and I added some pecans to it and a little bit of orange zest.
Ooh.
I tell you, they were amazing. They were one of my favorites. There's a whole lot of different ones you can do with any cake mix that way. But here's the other tip I want to give you because I know what a chef you are.
Yes.
If you have a particular rub that you like to put together yourself and make, put that together, put it in some little jelly jars or, like the little jelly canning jars or pint-sized jars. Wrap a ribbon around that and give it to your friends. They will be so glad, to get some kind of spice rub. We used to give something we called Russian tea. You remember that stuff that you used to be able to buy? I think you can still get it. It's called Tang. It was
Tang.
orange.
Orange
Tang. Yeah. And you took the Tang, you added all these different spices to it and stuff like cinnamon. And I think there was some clove and nutmeg, but you also added some instant tea to it. Remember when you instant tea? Yeah. And you'd mix it all together and you'd give it, and then all people had to do was boil some water, put it in a cup, add 1 teaspoon of that, mix it up, and you had what they called Russian tea. So that stuff was
You know,
wonderful.
I remember being a kid, I loved Tang. It was just a bit too sweet. So I had to go easy on the Tang because I'm telling you, Tang,
Yeah.
my mom was like, she used to get Tang, but we used to kill it. Mom didn't like that because she said, this stuff is too sweet. So I was like, true. And so,
Yeah.
but I've had Tang and tea. Tang and just regular
Mhm.
Lipton iced tea, really, really good. And if you mix Tang tea with a little lemonade, now you really do have a hybrid. That is really, really pretty stuff. Really good stuff. Okay. Well, here's another little fun thing here that I came up
Well,
with.
now, yeah.
Hmm? What?
Evelyn is saying that that tea has a different name. I did not know that. So I just put that up on the screen so you could see
Okay.
that.
Here we go. Here we
All
go.
right.
Here's a magnetic light. Sometimes,
Ooh.
that's right. And it has a telescopic neck on it. So if you need to kind of get a little height and then turn it and bend it, you can kind of look around corners. So if you're a mechanic, and would be ideal for my brother because he's a mechanic, and when working on cars, little bolts hide sometimes. You'll drop something and it'll hide. So my brother is trying to find a screw so you can bend the neck, or if you're under a car and you're trying to see that particular
Mhm.
bolt, you can stick this thing in there and wedge it in there. $13 for a magnetic light with a telescopic neck. So not bad for 13 big ones. Not bad.
Absolutely. I
Yep.
can't believe we're at the end of the hour. I still have so many things on my list. But
I have I have one last one. And again,
okay.
for the holidays, check it out, everybody. Personal blankets, personal blankets.
Aw.
You can get 2 for $16. You can give it to them, keep somebody warm. And you know what? It also makes a wonderful gift. I mean, it's a first step to someone who might be out in the elements or something like that. And it's good to have something like this in your car, in your emergency kit. You know, it's
Absolutely.
great because you know what? One time I was on the freeway, there was a major accident, and it was during the wintertime and it was cold, and you can't just sit there and run your car to death. So luckily, in the back seat, for some weird reason, I had a sleeping bag. And so I was just able to wrap up in a sleeping bag and just kind of ride this
Mhm.
major traffic jam
Mhm.
out. So it's good to have something like that. But what are you thinking? You
Absolutely.
said that you had more goodies. What do you got?
Oh, I do, but I've got too many to mention, to be honest with you. So, maybe we can do
Okay.
this again a little later,
Yeah, we
but
can.
not next week, because next week, the author, Courtney Daly, is going
Yeah.
to be with us. And I'm so excited about her because, y'all, she's not just an author, she went viral
Mm-hmm.
after the hurricane and floods that came
Yep.
through the Appalachians and did so
Wow.
much damage. She and her church family got together and started helping. And she has
Wow.
story after story after story. She calls them
Mm-hmm.
God stories about how
Yep.
God showed up with just what they needed, just in time. And they were thinking, we're just going to help this one person rebuild. They've been able to help rebuild almost an entire street of houses because God keeps showing up and keeps sending them things.
That's a
The
blessing.
stories are amazing.
We
Amazing.
look forward to hearing her amazing story because
Yes.
these are stories of triumph and perseverance and
Mhm.
neighbors helping neighbors. That's a beautiful. Now
Yes.
you talk about make America great again. We need to get out and help our fellow neighbors and have them help us. I think that now when I one time I was, you know, I was actually running for mayor of a city, and that was one of my things to be able to create a challenge like that for people to do
Yeah.
more of community service and re jumpstart the block club. Remember
Yes.
back in the day when you
Yes.
had a block club? But nowadays people are so funny because they feel like, well, I don't want people in my personal business. I don't want people in my house. So, because I remember growing up in Long Beach, we had a block captain, Mr. Davis. He was a great Christian man. And Mr. Davis, he was our block captain. And so he took care of any kids coming down the block. He was like the guy that if he saw anybody standing around not doing anything during the summer, he put it out to all the parents, hey, I'm running a woodshop class. And we would go over to Mr. Davis's house and he would teach people the beginners of measuring and making things with wood. Mr. Davis was a fantastic man. He was a wonderful guy. And I remember that block club. And I remember my community, because right across the street from us was a Filipino family, and it was Lovey and Lou. That was their name. Her name was Lovey. That was her real name. And Lovey and Lou. And then next to Lovey and Lou was a Japanese fellow named Shig. And I talked about Shig. Remember I told you Shig had the bomb shelter, and I thought it was monsters living in his house. So then there was Shig, and our whole block was so ethnic. And then, it's so diverse. And there was an Indian family down the way. So whenever we'd have a block club, we'd have a potluck. Oh, all the food. It was like an international.
I bet that was fabulous.
Yep. So Lovey and Lou, they brought pancit and lumpia. And then the Indian family, they had curry, they had chicken curry. And then Mama threw down the good old soul food. And man, I tell you. And then Shig would bring some type of Japanese dish, but he would, he had like fish and kind of like poached fish. And oh man, it was just good stuff. Anyway, folks, well, I hope you've enjoyed it. Again, today, this was the chat session on the This Way Network. Again, it was me and Nina, and we were just talking about all these great things, great holiday gifts under $20. Remember, our goal is for you to have a great holiday without breaking the bank. Okay, and that's going to do it for us. Nina, I'm going to let you wrap it up.
Well, thank you for joining us today, and I hope you'll come back next week to hear all the God stories that Courtney is going to bring to us. And y'all be of good courage. God is with us, and we aren't alone.
Yay!
Bye, everybody.
God bless. Have a great week. And thank you for watching the chat session on the This Way Network.